Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the press. This is the leadership of Informal Sector Workers Association. We are here to issue a press statement regarding the recent report released by Oxfam, Kenya, regarding the levels of poverty and inequality in our country, Kenya. With me is the coordinator of Marsabit County, Mr. Ali Kontona. I'm the national coordinator, John Peter. Our press statement today is headlined The Deepening Inequality Crisis in Kenya. Informal sector workers bear the burden of a nation in poverty. Executive summary. The Informal Sector Workers Association of Kenya expresses grave concern over the alarming revelations in a recent report by Oxfam showing that inequality and poverty in Kenya have reached crisis proportions. While Kenya's economy continues to grow on paper, the benefits remain concentrated among a few elites, leaving millions, especially the informal sector workers, trapped in circles of poverty, debt, and deprivation. Key statistics from the global reports. In these statistics, we have drawn the conclusion from the recent Oxfam report of 2025, the World Bank report of 2023, the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative of report of 2024, and the Unicef report of 2024. The statistics are here, enumerated below. Indicator and the findings. One is on wealth inequality. The findings. It was found out that the richest 125 Kenyans own more than 77% of the total wealth in the country. On poverty increase. Findings. 7 million more Kenyans fell into extreme poverty since 2015. On wealth concentration, the richest 10% hold 62% of wealth, while the poorest, which is 50%, holds 4% of the wealth of the nation. On food inflation, food costs have risen by nearly 50% since 2020. On healthcare spending, Kenya spends only 1.5% of GDP on health, against the Abuja target declaration, which set the health spending limit to 15% of GDP. The harsh reality. A Kenyan family living under $1 a day. According to these reports, a Kenyan family of 5 with a combined earning of less than 300 a day faces an impossible struggle to meet even basic needs. Below is a typical daily cost breakdown in comparison to the expenditure. Basic needs. On a day, a family of 5 needs food, which comprises of maize flour, vegetable, cooking oil, paraffin or charcoal, which amounts to 450 shillings, which is beyond reach of most of the poor. On rent, which in the slums is an average of 3,000 shillings, that requires a family of 5 to save 100 shillings a day, which is unaffordable. School fees and supplies. A family of 5, 3 children and 2 parents needs 350 shillings a day to enable their children to regularly attend the school, which results into irregular attendance by their children. On health care, we have the basic clinic visit, drugs and transport, which amounts to 500 shillings a day. This is often postponed due to the economic situation. We have clothing and transport. In a month, in a day, a family needs around 150 shillings per day to take care of clothing and transport. That is often forgone. Most people do not buy clothes because of the economic realities. So, in total, in a family with a total income of 300 shillings a day, The deficit in expenditure will be a family needs 450,000 shillings to meet their basic needs in a month, whereas the main income, or the total income of a family amounts to 30,000 shillings a month. This explains why people of Kenya, whose annual incomes is less than 500,000 Kenya shillings, are overburdened by debts from all quarters: mama mbogas, neighboring kiosk operators, bodas, shylocks, hustler fund, chamas, cooperatives, online lending apps, fuliza, relatives, friends, colleagues. The list is unending. In a nutshell, it is shocking to note that a nuclear family requires 500,000 shillings annually just to live in Kenya without making any personal investment. Why the informal sector is the silent safety net. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen of the press, informal sector workers, which comprises of mama mboga, kiosk operator, bodas, just to mention a few, have become the de facto social safety net of over 25 million impoverished Kenyans. It is disheartening to note that over 60% of daily transactions in local markets are now on credit. This informal credit economy is unsustainable and deepens the vulnerability of small traders. Our recommendations: we need progressive wage and labor reforms. Trade unions must intensify their push to decent wages, annual minimum wage reviews, and inclusion of informal sector workers in social protection frameworks. Number 2, tax justice and fiscal fairness. We need a shift from regressive consumption taxes, commonly referred to as VAT, to progressive wealth and income taxation to reduce the burden on low-income earners. Number 3, investment in public services. There is an urgent need to increase funding for healthcare, education, and social protection to meet human development goals. Number 4, support for the informal sector sustainability. There is need to provide low-interest loans, affordable market spaces, and create a national informal sector welfare fund to protect micro-entrepreneurs from economic shocks. The costs of inaction. If inequality continues unchecked, Kenya risks creating a permanent underclass of excluded citizens. The collapse of the informal sector would dismantle the country's economic safety net, fuel social unrest, and threaten national stability. Our commitment. Our association stands firm in advocating for inclusive economic policies, fair wages, and equitable access to current limited opportunities. We call upon the policymakers and implementers, trade unions, civil society, and development partners to treat inequality and poverty in Kenya as a moral and national emergency. A nation that ignores the hunger of its workers invites the anger of its people. May God guide our leaders to develop policies that would stimulate the economy and cushion the poor from economic shocks. Thank you all for attending this media conference.